opinion? Welcome to the stream. Hello, Souls. Hello, Hikaru, with the chicken and carrot combo. Before we begin, there's things that have been going on. The voice has been heard. It is a miracle. Before we begin, there were a few things. See, that's the first thing. It works. The headpads work again. And I set it up to work a different way. The previous one read the chat and was like, okay, someone wrote headpads, time to do the headpads. But this one works differently. It actually checks if someone used the headpads command and then runs it. Which means the other commands may or may not work. I have not test run them. And we'll be checking them in a second. I was supposed to stream a bit earlier, but things happened. Not only there's been like a bunch of people retiring from YouTube and Twitch, but also one streamer that I followed came back from hiatus after having health problems. Let's put it that way. So I wanted to go say hi to her before I started streaming. So that's why I'm late. Now, the commands. Hikaru or Souls, doesn't matter which one of you does. Try exclamation point sad and see if it works. Yeah. And also that almost happened like a few years back. The command is exclamation point sad. S-A-D. It works. Look how sad I am. I can't even speak anymore. And it's raining. And I see that also clears every other effects I have. This is a good information. Wanna see the other ones that I made? I've literally just been playing around with the thing. So the other commands that you can use is matrix. I actually have to check how disrupting to the stream it is. Does either one of you want to write the matrix command? So, matrix, not matrix. Sorry, martix. I will also mention that the other command that I also have set up is called glitched. Oh, this is weird. I turn invisible. Ah, this is not the intended effect. And there's the glitching. Look what you've done to me. I'm so glitched. I'm glitching to the other side of the screen. Souls. Oh. Wait a second. I feel like that ended earlier than it should have. I will vanish for a second. Do not do the commands. Where am I? There. You broke me. So something's funky going on, and I need to check if I got that right. Okay, those just triggered the command. Is my time wrong? It's a bunk. Let's stop after 10 seconds. Stop after 10 seconds, as it should be. Stop after... Okay, those are completely fine, except that one of them works... Well, it works poorly on the setup that I have, so let me see if I can fix it. Load a preset. That's fine. Character visibility. Okay. You're gonna see the overlay thing a bit. Oh god, why am I so invisible? Just look at it. I lowered the effect and I'm still invisible. I'm a ghost. I can become a ghost with this. I'm just a ghost in the machine. It was supposed to be a cool Matrix thing that I'm looking like ASCII. But when I put in the character visibility 0, I turn pixelated. But I'm still a ghost for some reason. Why? Is it because of the black area? Because I can also lower the effect. Yeah. Anything further than that, I become back solid. Ooh, I could become a ghost. This is an interesting idea. This is a pure accident, but I love this. So, what if I put... Okay, so it's the color overlay that causes the effect. Now I'm just a white block. See, this is how it was supposed to look like. Just full ASCII. But for whatever reason, the color overlay is too powerful. What if I put it full black? What happens then? And color overlay full on? I'm a ghost. A very pixelated ghost, but a ghost nonetheless. I like this. Sorry, we were supposed to be streaming a game, but this has got interesting. Could I... This is done by ASCII, but if there's another one with a color overlay, could I recreate this effect? Also, Souls, opinion. Which one's better? Do you like the black ghost? Or would you prefer the white ghost? I need to disable the ASCII effect, Bill. That higher. Is the white one better? Or should I go with the black one? So I need to make myself a bit more visible. Like so. And now you can even see me, but I'm still kind of a ghost. I'll put it on 0.5 on black right now. And I'll have to make the other variants. Was there... What's being color grading? Is it color filter? Backline and outline, that's not what I'm looking for. Somewhere here is the effect that we're looking for. We'll have to look on that later. So let me save this as, new preset, Ghost. Yeah, the rare opportunity to see that. Whoop. I'm a ghost now. And just for the sake of testing this out, let me go and... For this case, we test that they work. No, not. There we go. I temporarily disabled the new commands. The headpad still works fine. Because if I let you play with the command, it will overwrite the current one unless I do some shenanigans on my end. And that takes a bit too long. So we're gonna be a ghost for this stream and see how it works with the game. If it works fine, then I'll just implement this. It's ghost time, everyone. We became the ghosts. And last time we were... Oh, right, we were just knocked out. Enjoy the ghost me. The moment alone sends me reeling forward. It barely even registers in my head that a woman's gone and the room's as normal as it can be. Not about the pain suddenly shooting up my side when I hit the floor. I bet it was Luke who hit me in the head. I didn't get a chance to get my bearings back when a hard enough blow to the stomach caused me to buckle down and land heavily on my knees. Gasping, I fumbled wildly for my gun. Although before I'm able to turn, level it and shoot, a hand grabs my wrist and twists it. Hard. A gasp, a grunt, a cry of pain slips past my mouth. The gun falls to the floor with a thunk. As soon as it lands, a foot kicks it out of my reach and it slides uselessly under the bed. Agony suddenly explodes in my chin, jerking loose sharp cry of pain, and stars fill the edges of my vision. See how they fight against us? A ghosts don't fight like that. They just go straight at us and tear our soul out. This one's specifically aiming at certain things. A brief moment of regret hits me for leaving my t-shirt with my collar off when a piece of cloth closes around my neck. Without warning, my attack repulsed tight. I'm left gasping, choking, and clawing for air, finally reaching behind me as I still try to fight him off and loosen the pressure on my neck. Except any sort of movement only causes him to pull a taut.
My, so many rats scurrying about in this mansion lately.
Oh, it's not Luke. I did not expect you to be such a good fighter. We got assaulted by the butler. Right, butler? Shit!
Tell me, what did you do with the madam?
Right, lackey. I have no idea what he's talking about. Did something happen to Hannah, right?
Let go, you asshole. Now, Dummkopf, you're in no position to be rude.
He's right, though. Now's the time to behave, Ashton.
Last time I checked, I'm not the one breaking into other people's homes.
True. We can solve this civilized.
Now answer my question. What did you do with the madam?
The pain rings in resonance through my already sore body. Still, I managed to write it out and spit a mutinous...
You. Keep that dirty mouth babbling and you're getting a knife in the kidney.
You better start behaving, Ashton.
I assure you, it will be more painful than this.
You realize need to threaten me by now? It's all too much to bear. At this point, my lungs feel like they're burning with the lack of air. Dark spots begin to fill the edges of my vision. Ever so slowly, the world around me dims. My consciousness rapidly slips away from me. And without meaning to...
Get away from him!
Hearing that voice? It's as if I've been doused with a bucket full of ice, cold water, familiar, too familiar. And more importantly, it shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be hearing it here. She shouldn't be here. Immediately, my eyes snap open. And right there, right on the attic's doorway, stands Isabella, of all people. A rolling pin on one hand and a standard issue police taser on the other. My taser. She must have borrowed it from McCullough. Where else could she have gotten one? I doubt she has ever used one even. Hell, the way she holds it right now, the guy can easily disarm her with one hit. But there's something in her eyes. Although there's a look of fear in them and her handshake, she keeps the weapon trained and pointed at Scumbag's lackey. It's the ghost. I'm possessing her. This update should have come at Halloween. It would have been so much cooler. Untrained or not, she does not plan to leave here without putting up a fight, it seems. Admirable, really. But it's just not something we need right now. I need her to be away from here. I need her safe. But the chance of it happening grows slim with every laughter that slips from him.
Oh, this is just getting better and better. The Bratwurst won't be pleased with the number of bodies we have to dispose of today, you know.
Wait, what do you mean by that? There's more than one?
Tell me, how many of you are there? So I can prepare the proper number of bags.
Judging from how it speaks, it seems that there are something fishy going on with Luke. Or perhaps he's gone full paranoid. Damn it! What the fuck is going on? Why is she here in the first place? Did she follow after me? Who else came with her? Zach? Rebecca? Are they all here? Panic surges within me. She knows how bad the situation is, but did she really have to run in here and expose herself like that? Does she even know how to use a taser? For fuck's sake! More than worrying for my life, it's her I'm concerned about. Quick, Isabella! Zap Ashton instead! Getting strangled, dying by choking isn't part of the plan, but her following me here isn't either. This is why I prefer to do things alone. This is why I'd rather be the only one to take the consequences. I don't know what to think what this bastard might do to her after he's done with me. Though my voice comes off nearly a croak, I try to tell her as much. She has to leave. Stay away, far away from here and these people.
Don't! Damn it, Isabella! Get out of here!
Another bout of pain erupts from my side, cutting off my words. A cry of agony bursts from my mouth. I can taste the blood in my tongue as I heave, attempting to get as much air despite the towel so cold around my neck.
You're going to lose air quickly that way, Dummkopf. Better keep it shut.
Get out! 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 Val!
Don't be stupid! I'm not leaving you here!
He laughs. Too cruel, too unforgiving. The way each note beats against my ears, despite of the warmth in them, sends chills down my spine. This is a man whose hands have already been stained with blood before. He won't hesitate.
I'd follow his advice if I were you, little girl. What could you possibly do with a toy? Just hand it over and be on your way. It'll probably be too difficult for a little girl like you to use.
There's a moment of silence. Fuck, I can barely keep my eyes open. But in the next second, though I still don't exactly understand what's happening, Isabella shouts. Not a cry of pain. Not a yell of panic. I get a weird achievement. Late bloomer. Be saved by the person you least expect. One that's resolute. Firm. Perhaps in a tone that leaks fiercer than any I've heard from her before.
Try me! Ashton, duck!
I do. More out of instinct and desire to survive, closing my eyes before my mind can fully process what's going on. It all happens in a blur. The telltale sound of a taser being discharged resounds through the room. The air crackles. Something whizzes by, almost too close to my ear, followed by a dot of something blunt connecting solidly with another object. The next thing I know, a towel strangling me has started to loosen. I collapse on the floor, dazed and gasping for air. Ashton attempted to fight back, but his attacker quickly disarmed him, looping a towel around his neck and strangling him. But just when he was to lose consciousness, a familiar voice rings in the room and... From my peripheral, through the haze of blood rushing and sound slowly filtering back, the butler buckles. He spasms once. Then, without much fuss, falls face first beside me, knocked unconscious by the 50,000 volts of electricity and a fucking rolling pin. He'll be out for a while. I have no idea whether I should laugh or cry at that. Somewhere in front of me, my oxygen-deprived brave vaguely registers Isabella's form. She slumps on the floor, also breathing heavily. Right next to her trembling hand, both the taser and the rolling pin lie useless and forgotten, while the mood in the room eases. A long, gradual process of the tension lifting. For countless seconds we remain quiet, with only our short gasps and sighs to fill the silence, allowing the adrenaline ebb away and both our breathing to slow. Not a true repose by any means, but simply a brief respite. There's still the curse. We're still in the dimension, in imminent danger. We still have no idea how to fix this. Outside, the rain seems to only intensify. Lightning flashes fleetingly somewhere, white and piercing, and the sky rumbles. No rest for the wicked. I stir first, once recovered, having regained some semblance of sense and strength. Breathing still hurts, but it's bearable, as it's moving. Although every small motion causes a winch, there will be bruising tomorrow. I can manage. Retrieving my gun from under the bed is easy, but only with some effort. I am able to track the unconscious man to the far end of the room, snapping one of the handcuffs in its wrist while fastening the other on the bed frame. that should keep him restrained for a few hours, in case he wakes up prematurely or gets killed by the ghost. All through this, Isabella stays quiet. In fact, she hasn't even moved since. Her hands still shake and taking long draws of breath while she stares vacantly in front of her, almost as if she's in shock. Perhaps she isn't even expecting any result, spurred only by some kind of desperation. Now it's sinking in. Unfortunately, we need to get moving. We don't have time to wait for everything to register in our heads. Kneeling in front of her, I give her a light shake.
Belle, we need to go. We can't stay here.
Slowly, she turns, staring at me with wide eyes. Worry flickers briefly at them along with something ineffable. Then, without warning, she lifts the hand and slaps me right across the face. The sound of it cracks the air, shattering the silence like a fragile glass breaking. Despite the familiar rumble of thunder outside, it manages to ring louder above the storm. I didn't even know what hit me until my head has already stepped back and my cheek stings with her anger. And it is anger. In spite of stillness and the lack of words afterwards, not fuming though, never fuming. But the kind that burns lightly and soundlessly. A frustration instead of seething rage. One that ebbs just as quickly as it flows, and once the tide subsides, there's only that gleam in her eyes, warm, steadfast, and unflinching. Quietly, I brace myself for the truth underneath that gaze. It slips from her lips, softly, nearly fading under the sound of rain still falling fast, if not for the weight in each of her words.
What is wrong with you?
Belle,
If Zach didn't slip up, no one would have known where you went.
Belle, one person knowing is enough. Any more than that, and
You almost died. He could have suffocated you right then and there, and you could have died.
I told Zach to give me 4 hours. That would have been enough time to...
It would have been too late. And by the time anyone ever finds out, you're already fertilizer.
She trails off, drags one in-drawn breath after another. A brief lull in her frustration finally dissolves into something more pensive and somber. Her shoulders droop, and though her voice rises hoarse and weary, in the next words, there's only certainty.
You count too, you know? When I said that night, when I told you that I don't want to lose anyone anymore, that includes you. Alive. We're still here, Ash. You have us.
And once their meaningful roar, it does not so with the force of dam breaking or a raging storm, but with a gentle, steady warmth of a hearth burning, an ember easing slowly, lightly, rising and giving, until all that's left is a truth, an understanding, not alone, never alone. It lingers, even as we both drift back into silence and her words take root. This ingratitude that swells after is another warmth blooming, pleasant, welcoming, like finding home, like finding ourselves in a haze of squall has left, creating something fragile yet immutable in both of us. It's in her eyes, in the way she holds my gaze unwavering, in the way she carries herself despite sitting amidst a place she fears, the way she keeps herself from trembling and falling apart, because fear is inconsequential when people she cares about are at risk. A change. She realizes that now, holds on to it. Another little thing, another small thing from her that may go unnoticed and pass by quietly, but will eventually amount to a lot of things. Tiny gestures that mean nothing at first, began to matter to me one day until... oh. Despite myself, a small smile slips from my lips as the same warmth from earlier unfurls in my chest. Unhurried, familiar, upright from all of these years I've carried, but have never given the words for it.
Stop smiling like that, Ashton. I'm not done scolding you.
But this time they come easy.
I heard all of it. Don't worry.
Are you really okay? that guy hit you a little too hard on the head. Here, let me...
I reach up just as she extends a hand towards my face, catching her wrist in a light grip, drawing it closer, folding her hand in between mine. Although her expression does shift into a smile of confusion, she does not pull away like I'm expecting. She simply stares at me, searching. For her to do a love gesture from me that's perhaps too close, it tells a lot how far things have already shifted in these past few years. Cradled in mine, her hand still trembles. Most of the tremors have already subsided by now, though I doubt it'll fade away this soon. Even as I trace the lines of her palm in what I hope is a comforting gesture.
Sorry, Belle.
For what?
Stream Elements, you are late! You are 30 minutes late, what the hell?
Is this about what happened tonight? You can apologize later, when...
No, well, this too, but it's not just about this. It's for...
Yeah, some severe lag. 999 ping. Over here?
It's for a lot of things. For calling you clumsy, and careless, and a scatterbrain.
Are you sure this isn't a concussion?
I mean, it might be a concussion.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Well, you don't usually apologize.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that too. For all the times I've teased you and made you cry.
Unexpectedly, her fingers tied around mine, our hands falling between us as something tender shifts in the air. Now imagine the butler waking up behind and being like, what the hell are those two doing? Souls? There's no time for stealing code. We don't know if that code is cursed yet. Please wait until we finish dealing with the curse. Another exhale. Another drawn breath eases out of me, filled with every hesitation and uncertainty. When I finally choose to break the silence, it's only when I know that will slip past my mouth is that one truth I will hold against the world.
But for all those callous words, despite all those,
Fine. Ah, so that's why Asher just went and left the jacket at Isabella's workplace and everybody died. It makes sense now.
there's nothing that I don't love about you. In fact, those things, I love those. And everything. Everything that's you.
For a long moment, she offers no response. Her grip on my hands nearly tightens. Although my heart's pounding hard against my ears, I take the chance and look up. She's leaning away and slightly leaning away and giving her a cautious glance, more than ready to hear her rejection. And it is one, despite the smile on her face. If it can even be called one, of course. There's a pain aspect to it I can hardly name. Regardless of what it means to her, and what she intends to convey with it, the sight of it alone makes me regret ever mentioning anything. It's almost as if she's forcing herself to push out the next words out of her mouth for the sake of not hurting me. Not that I won't be able to take it, but if all these feelings will only put heavier burden on her, I'd rather not have said anything at all. As expected, with one last squeeze and a hand cradling hers, she pulls her hand away from mine. When she speaks, though, there's a stark refusal to meet my eyes. Not that I hold it against her. The situation already awkward as it is.
Ash...
Imagine Isabella going like, I'm sorry, Ash, but I'm in love with Rebecca. She pauses, biting her lower lip. A small frown forms between her eyebrows while she struggles to find the right phrases to string together.
Ashton, I'm really sorry.
Oh, no, it's cool. I was already expecting that. Kind of. But you don't have to...
No, I mean, I can't.
Wait, am I?
I can't afford to think of anything other than helping my family. Especially now that Papa's gone.
The course of true love never did run smooth. Damn it, so close to Yuri. So close.
They're going to need me more than ever, Ash. I'm sorry. I really can't. Not right now.
I've always known it would lead to this. To some extent, her family will always come first. Who am I to take that from her? It hurts, of course, but pain eases knowing that in spite of circumstances, her heart will always be in the right place. That she's still the same woman I've fallen in love with.
It's alright, Belle. Don't apologize. If it still matters, that's actually what I love about you. Of course, not that I'm expecting anything by telling you that, but you get the point. Yeah.
Thanks, Ash. I mean, thank you for loving me. Even after everything.
Her response is a smile and soft laughter, perhaps the sweetest I've seen and heard from her. From it, I know nothing that will change despite her answer and any lingering feelings that will come from this. Also, we kinda don't have time for this. And there will be lingering feelings, that is. With the way she barged into our lives 5 years ago, it'll probably be enough to leave a terrible impression on anyone. That's also precisely it. It's people like her that don't easily forget. It's them that gradually worms their way into a person's life until the very thought of losing them becomes unbearable. She's a parasite! As it is, I'm already content simply staying by her. No grand expectation or hopes attached. Alright, souls, have fun with the doggy. No grand expectations or hopes attached, just the banter, the small smiles, and the quiet little moments that roar. I love her. But that also isn't all there is to us.
I know I caused you all kinds of trouble these past few years.
Hey, whoever told you I'm doing this for free? After we're done with this curse thing, you're gonna owe me a year's supply of ice cream.
Yeah, we'll see.
Another laughter, this time from the both of us. Then she hits my arm with a light punch. Familiar, warm, bright and hopeful, much like everything about her. And it is the strength enough to keep me going as I lead the both of us out. Having recovered, Ashton quickly urged Isabella to move, knowing it wasn't safe to stay idle. Without warning, however, Isabella slapped him. Furious at him keeping the people in the dark, she reminded him of what was important. With it came a realization about himself. Understanding how much she also meant for him, Ashton took the both of her hands in his and apologized. Excuse me? In a rare moment of honesty, confessed how he truly felt for her. However, although thankful, Isabella was unable to return his feelings and turned him down. Power still hasn't come back. When we make our way downstairs, tricky considering the stairs to the attic are a bit old. One misstep and anyone might end up slipping and falling. You're lucky if that's all that'll happen to you. With the stairs this steep, a broken neck is likely outcome. Thankfully, Isabella's here to guide me through the darkness. She knows this place better than anyone after all, in spite of all the misfortune it has brought to us.
Careful, the floorboards over there aren't very sturdy.
Right on cue, the same boredom steady and creak and suddenly breaks. The pieces fall somewhere with a dull thunk.
Oh shit. Scumbag wouldn't be too happy about that. Ow, my foot.
See? I told you so. You never listen to me.
They renovated the whole mansion and they can't even replace one tiny part of the house.
Why don't you file a complaint to BRC then? I'm sure they'd be thrilled to hear it. You know it was such a rushed job.
Outside, the winds have intensified. Even from here, I can hear the gusts battering the window in the attic. It makes you wonder why up until now, the only person we've encountered from this house is the butler. That's a good point. Although to some degree that makes sense, he is in charge of running the place. Where are the other servants though? This storm? Would anyone want to stay inside? A likely assumption is that they're all asleep. The route I've taken doesn't really pass by the rooms they've likely assigned as the servants' quarters. However, they have also heightened security. I brushed it off earlier, thinking they'll be posted a lot closer to where Master's rooms are, with the second floors devoid of anyone as well. As if every inhabitant of this place has suddenly disappeared overnight. More importantly, where's that scumbag? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. The fact that we're in here, right in the fucking middle of it, makes me all the more squeezy. And that feeling only escalates once we reach the landing and Isabella swings the door open. She pauses abruptly right at the doorway, and I almost run into her. A look of confusion in her as she looks wildly around the place, worthless taking her surroundings. With each turn and shift in her eyes, her shoulders only grow tenser and look apprehensive and slowly dance in her.
Bella, what are you...
We aren't supposed to be here.
Sure enough, when I look up, we're standing right in the kitchen, pots, pans, and all. In one corner, Zach and Rebecca watches, just almost as surprised to see us. McCullough is also with them. Of course, she didn't listen to me, even if I've already exceeded the 15 minutes we've agreed on. Although color and strength seem to have returned to her, enough for her to be able to stand unassisted. The empty plate on the counter appears to have been played a part on that. Good news, I guess. As for the other two, relieved as I am that they've had the sense to wait and not venture deeper into the dimension, I can't help but roll my eyes at both of
Zach,
them.
I said 4 hours.
I know, but Isabella asked and... Come on, bro, you know I ain't a very good liar.
And it didn't even occur to you to stop her?
We all tried, all right? She was out the door before we could say anything.
And how did you guys even get in here?
All three of them exchange a look. One that I absolutely don't like. In the end, it is Isabella who speaks up, albeit with a bit of hesitation.
We heard someone scream, Ash. It led us here.
Huh? Without warning, the door behind us slams shut.
Out of here.
Screw right. I need to get these people out of here. Lucky we're in the kitchen, and we have two ways out. The back door and the cellar offers. Except the hatch won't budge when I pull at it, and nature does the back door, as if something has locked it firmly on the other side. Zach also gives a few tries, but even with the big guy's strength, it won't open. This long about silence in which we all seem to look at each other, likely sharing the same thoughts. We're trapped. Something or someone has intentionally led us here. Fuck. In that same moment, once a realization dawns in, something shifts again. Blood. That's why the cry is coming from the basement. She was locked in there and she died. In every nook and cranny, over every surface and in every inch of the floor. This time, unlike the first one I've seen, it remains, and gradually, the whole room begins to reek of that familiar metallic scent. Sharp, suffocating. Around us, every object, including the cupboards, has started to rattle as well. The sounds from outside, foreboding the rumble of thunder and even the howling winds, have begun to fade away, replaced by whispers, shouts, and cries of pain. Though inaudible, each beat and note bombards every crevice of my head with vague images and sounds. There's no time to make sense of everything, however. I'm already shouting, fueled purely by adrenaline, barking orders and making a break for the door that leads to the next room, the dining. It should take us straight to the foyer or the main doors.
Move! Run!
Right in front of us, the mansion started to change, and we're in the thick of it. And however, instead of the dining room like it's supposed to open to, the bedroom welcomes us instead. An image that lasts only but a second before blood begins to seep into the room, filtering into the walls, trickling from every nook and cranny. Everywhere furniture shakes and every beam rattles. If we can even step back from the horror gradually unfolding in front of us, the door slams shut. A loud touch, bringing the sense of dread and chill creeping up to each of us. Along with it is the another realization. The whole place is reordering itself. And with that door closed tight behind us, showing no signs of budging, even though sheer force, there's no choice but to go forward and hope to all gods that it'll lead us to an exit. Until then, running's the only thing we can do, spurred by nothing but fear and sense of desperation to live.
It's useless, Ashton Frey.
But with each room we pass, it only becomes apparent that the house has no intention of letting us leave. It lured all of us here, and we've fallen for it. Now it's playing a little game with us. A sordid form of amusement. For whom? Their laughters are the only thing we can hear. With every hall we cross and door we slide open, the hope of finding an exit merely dwindles. The god of mayhaps is useless here. I am useless here. Some fucking genius I am. Some fucking person to trust I am. All of those, they mean nothing in the face of the unknown.
You finally figured it out, huh, Ashton Frey?
What does the journal say? Together, Ashton and Isabel carefully made their way downstairs. However, instead of the hallway, the kitchen greeted them instead. Before they could understand what was happening, it slammed shut behind them and the whole mansion had started to shift.
Just give it up. All of them will eventually die because of you.
And you are going to die alone.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You know it's true, though.
All of it.
It's why all you can do is tell us to shut up. You don't want to hear a single word because you're already aware of it.
You can't even admit it to yourself. Who's the coward now?
But no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna be able to save anyone.
The more gruesome the place turns, the bleaker our chances simply get. Wails and screams fill our ears as we pass by. Words from a time when people are long gone, laced with nothing but pure agony, calling out, reaching out to us. The voice is almost too real, as if we're not the only ones trapped here, that there are otters begging for release from this wretched place. Or maybe it's all just a show, a taste of what will eventually be. Souls forever held captive in a never-ending nightmare.
Mother, I've done it, Mother. Take me with you, please. Still here. She's here. Help me! Help me, please!
Is this what the curse is? What it means for all of us? The letter, not a morbid cry for help, but an invitation? Beckoning for unexpected souls to be dragged into the place of says horrors? To be put under centuries and centuries of torment and agony? Sally dying a painful death seems preferable, enticing than ending up here, living the tortured existence. Or perhaps it's all the same. The hope worms its way into me, but the usual thing for someone like me. After going a countless doors and corridors, every little sign of hope I'm willing to cling to, as long as it'll get us out of here. We're back in the dining room again. How long have it been running? How long since we've left the kitchen? At some point I've lost track of time. The windows barred tight and the sounds lifting the air, nothing but shouts and shrieks. It's impossible to tell. Not that it matters when an end is in sight. Shelves and furnishing bar the door, each stained with blood and gore. That if the situation is as desperate as it is, I'll find a different way. There's still a gap left at the topmost part for a person to go through, as long as you use the shelves to climb.
An exit, all right.
From here I can spy the familiar walls of fire. Only relief washes over me. The legs are strained out by all running, and every bone and muscle in my body ache. It's only an easing. A sense of tension relieving while energy that flows through me again at the sight of an end. No sooner, I'm leading us out of here. Zach helps McCulloch first, assisting her and through the gap before giving a hand to both Rebecca and Isabella. The moment the ladies are in, I nod for him to go through.
Go ahead. I'll watch your back.
Surprisingly, he does so without any protests. Not that there's any need to. Sometimes after entering this room, the whole place has calmed down. No wails, no whispers. The silence too deafening. But I'm not letting my guard down until everyone's on the other side of this nightmare. Safe. For I know, this may be just a calm before another storm. Without further incident, however, Zack makes it to the other side and I'm following after him. However odd this hush is, I turn my back from it and climb up. It's a tight fit, but I manage to squeeze myself in. The unease remains though. Maybe it's still the adrenaline still coursing through me, or how easy everything has been after living through that nightmare, fleeting as it is. But for some reason, something's still nagging at me. Call it a detective's instinct, or my training, or whatnot. I have a feeling something's going to happen and catch us unprepared. And constantly, before dropping down to the better side of my dream, my hands shift to the gun at my hip. Instincts have never failed me before. My feet haven't even landed firmly on the floor when...
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
Oh boy, it's a scumbag. A chill seeps into every vein in my body. All of a sudden, every ache, every pain returns me tenfold and my knees threaten to buckle at the sound of his voice. Though it appears friendly, I know it is anything but. One does not spend investigating a man like him for over a year and holding a grudge against him for more, without knowing everything about him. His quirks, his habits, I'm familiar with all of them. And right now, Luke fucking Wright is beyond pissed. Shifting my gaze upwards is nearly too painful, knowing the danger. Not to me. Those who have been lured in here by the curse. Oh boy. The handgun catches my eye first. Next, the smarmy smile on his face while he holds McCulloch, Zack, Rebecca, and Isabella at gunpoint. It's a sight enough to launch a painful torn up my throat. I've been too complacent, too focused on other things that I've completely set aside the fact that scumbag will not be too pleased to see us here without knowing our reasons. But even with those good intentions, curses and ghostly apparitions aside, we're still trespassing in his home. The question is, if he's even aware of the whole situation of his household has somehow disappeared and he might be the only one here. Likely not. Fuck. Even the people he knows amongst the crowd, the significant effort in him not to simply shoot everyone in sight.
And really, Daisy, even you, what would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking. You have to listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What about little Lily over there, then? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Oh, please what?
Becca's right, sir. We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Tut, not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman. Can't say the same for the rest of you, but really now. I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
God. McCall has the biggest explanation here. She was literally locked up in the dungeon. Casually, he waves the handgun at them as it's a mere toy and his words are no threat. The safety's off on his. Nothing stopping from him pushing through with his words. Call me paranoid, but at the slight gesture, I draw my own and level it at him. Finger on the trigger and ready to release the safety catch in case things go south. He's quick to train his own on me though, and just like that we're at standstill.
Now, Feathers. Manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall. You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Shooting him right now would be so worth it. The way he stares at me like I'm damn pest, when this isn't what I've come here for. Not a matter. As much as I loathe him, I'm not the kind who will kill people in cold blood for my own gain or amusement. The law will bring him what he deserves one of these days. At the moment, however, we're all in the same boat with the curse, and he needs to understand that. The longer we stand here, the more time we are wasting and losing, something we don't have much of. But how can I convince him? This scum is so full of himself, first to hear the sound of his own voice more than those people around him, no matter how much sense they make. The only way I can make him to listen is if I beg. How way in hell that's happening? Maybe I should eliminate the danger first and disarm him? Disarming him seems like a bad idea. It will go badly and you will get shot. Guns are quick after all. Maybe we can reason with him. Do I suppose that the way we angered everyone, things would be bad? My life's not the only one at risk here. There's Zach, there's Rebecca, there's Isabella, my colleagues here as well. We're all unknowing victims to this fucking curse. I'm in no position to pick who to save and who I should simply let die. I suppose my pride can take a few hits and set aside a few beef with this asshole. Taking a deep breath, slowly I lower my pistol. There's still an edge and it's ready. In case he does something, I do my best to assume a less aggressive
Listen,
stance.
right. I need you to...
Swallow your pride. There are more important things, no matter how much you hate his guts.
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already. In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now. And you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
Suddenly he laughs, almost howling in fact, like I've just told him the best jokes he's heard all his life. The only thing missing for him is to keel over and start rolling around the floor, all while I do my best not to stalk him with the sorry end of my pistol.
Guts, Feathers. You have guts. Did you hear what you just told me? You've just threatened me inside my own house. My own home. You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
Souls, this is a real bad idea. We are the trespassers here. Do not arrest us. We're trying to stop everyone dying from a curse. I mean, technically I don't mind if the Luke dies from the curse, but he's holding up at gunpoint. So don't get the FBI involved. Or whatever the UK variant is. It's right on that at least. I might have ended up like him if I didn't have the Professor Andrew, Rebecca, Zach, and Isabella. One mistake and it would have been too late for me. With his laughter rings all of those possibilities I could have lived, but have never been given the choice. All because I have other people with me. People who care. A sobering realization. But not so much when suddenly his chuckling stops. In 2 heartbeats, he marches towards me, grasps my collar, and aims the gun right at my head.
Luke, no!
Hey, now you two, I'm sure we can all talk about this first.
At this distance, a slight flick of that finger on the trigger will do more than kill me.
Is it that you people really want with me? This is the second time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. Did the NCA send you to apprehend me, or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to beat the business end of this gun.
I keep my eyes straight on him, in spite of the huge threat he poses right now, because if there's anything people like him, like us, prefer, it's honesty. You don't give that impression without keeping a solid eye
I'm not with
contact.
NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Why, you insolent!
His finger moves, but I am prepared. My hand ready to reach up, disarm him, and knock him out. If I have to drag him out of this place unconscious to keep him from suffering the fates of every other person who has died from this curse, then so be it. However, before either of us can fire a shot or tackle the otter to the ground, another voice echoes throughout the foyer. A small little thing compared to the storm raging outside, it rings above it, nevertheless, casting all of us to stop and turn. Another hostage. At the top of the staircase, Hannah Wright stands. To make matters worse, behind her, menacing a rotting hand wrapped firmly around her neck. She looks like death. Pale and shaky, eyes red with tears, we nearly don't hear her as she bleeds.
Help me. Please.
Outside, another streak of lightning flashes and a clap of thunder ripples across the sky. As if this whole thing can't get any more fewbar than it already is. And that's the name of the achievement. By the way, fewbar is a military term meaning fucked up beyond all recognition. After a long, desperate run in a search of way out, the house calmed down for some reason. An exit was found inside. However, waiting on the other side, however, is... In spite of the danger Luke might pose at the moment, Ashton lowered his gun and assumed an imploring tone towards the man he hated. Amidst the tense air, a voice suddenly echoed at the foyer. There, at the top of the grand staircase, stood Hannah Wright. Oh no. A glimmer of hope. They might all make it out of this alive. You have to play as Lucille Mitchell Luke Wright. And the second Leo, 31 years old, 5'8" or 173 centimeters, occupation president and CEO, nationality British? Huh. He's not actually French. He's just very horrible British. Religion, atheist, race Anglican. Not surprising. Education, high school dropout, privately tutored. Likes bread pudding, dogs, wine, and absinthe. Piano playing, daffodils, money, women, and power. A prostitute's son. He spent his childhood roaming the streets, begging and pickpocketing in order to avoid home. Home meant a too drunk mother and her equally drunk clients, some who would take the beating the child out of anger if he so much looked at them wrong. That meant he was always in trouble in one form or another. Nothing was done to correct it until in a sober moment his mother found out about the abuse and promised to take better care of her son. Luke was happy for a while, but his mother's bad habit led to an early grave and left him orphaned until his biological father, a businessman with no legitimate heir, sought him out. Was trained to inherit the right enterprise, but along the way, got mixed up with illegal activities. That put the company in a bad spot after his assistant ran off with a large sum of dirty money. Bankruptcy would have been inevitable if he hadn't married Hannah. To say what I'm scared of what's happening is a gross understatement. A job of any sort is the last thing I want to get home after a long day of work and a trip to the bar. And when I see Hannah near a prostate, I can only feel dread. She twitches and seizes, her body wound and coiled tight before trashing, shuddering and shaking, like a woman possessed her. Her mouth falls open and her eyes roll to the back of her head. It has the hallmark signs of a seizure. Symptoms are familiar enough. And that knowledge, the fact that I know this, only makes me feel worse. Any anger I had caused by our disagreements of parting ways, no matter how temporary she claimed it to be, disappeared. The alcohol-induced daze that I felt was brushed aside as I ran to help her. None of that mattered at the moment. But I hold her close is all I can do while she trashes about. I know this is wrong. I'm not even supposed to hold her down. Yet I do it out of instinct, reflex even. I'm terrified of hurting her, but I see no other way of keeping Hannah from hurting herself. It takes a lot to keep myself from running off to get help when she needs me. Here. And it takes everything I have to keep myself intact. When she says my name, I realize that the seizures have stopped. But that doesn't make the dread go away.
Please.
What happened here? Who did this to you?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
The sight of her tear-streaked face is enough to twist a knife in. It does not help that I'm lost, as she is right now, and all I can say is...
Shh, it's all right. You're safe now, Hannah. You're safe now.
We're back here. It takes a bit to go through the house with my inebriated self. That's even made worse by the fact that I had to carry a nearly unconscious person as well. I was about to give up too, until Shurkin showed up with the light and the load. Shurkin, yes. That's his name. He quietly takes her from me without question and brings her up to the bedroom. And me? Well, I couldn't bring myself to fall. Not right now. Not while I'm drunk and rattled by what had transpired. The miracle I was able to help at all. I had tried to get knackered, hoping to score another taste of mint while I was out in the city. I can't bring myself to go home with another woman in the end. If I did go with someone, it might have been too late, just thinking about it. No one might have gotten Hannah in time had I not gone home earlier than I intended. So here I am, sulking in the parlor chair with a glass of wine in hand. I can't even remember what particular vintage it is. I practically did not care right
Because
now.
when you're already drunk and still have problems, even more alcohol should help.
Of course, Butler chooses now to appear and be
You
unhelpful.
know what actually solves all problems? Death. But it is not recommended.
Ah. Well, Shurkin, that's an interesting way to see things. So you heard him. If you all die, all problems arrive. But 9 out of 10 doctors do not recommend you to die. The last one is Canadian.
Alcohol isn't a true solution either.
It's worked well enough for me.
You might be right. I'm not sure actually. Is that alcohol a solution? Or not? And I'm talking about the chemistry term. Not the, philosophical term. I'd like to believe that I get my best ideas while I'm thoroughly hammered. Not everyone might agree that they can't really do anything about it, can they? With a fuck ton of money comes great power, sometimes responsibility. And with that responsibility comes the reasons to get drunk. Of course, I can tell responsibility is sawed off if I was feeling reckless, and Christ, I must be really drunk if I'm thinking in circles. I just need something to focus on and I should be fine.
Is she? Is she alright?
If panic crept into my voice at the question, I don't let it show. If they show weakness and to be frazzled, to show so much concern over the woman who is going to put me aside. People like him who work for me, I trust with business but not with myself. Never with that. Only Hannah has come so close. Only she has truly seen the man beneath the facade. Only her actions can wound me so.
Sleeping. Aside from a few bumps and bruises, she seems to be fine. A maid is watching over her for now. It is best not to leave her alone. But, if I may ask, what happened? I was in the gardens when I heard screaming. Did you...
No, it wasn't me.
I'm quick to be on the defensive. I may be capable of horrible things, but I would never harm her of all people, no matter how angry I might become. I would never lay a hand on her to hurt her.
I didn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything like that. I don't even have a reason to.
You don't consider her wanting to be a part as reason?
It is. Well, it is. I don't want to talk about it right now. But what happens was I got home. She was seasoned in the kitchens. Is she ill?
Not that kind of doctor. But I've already scheduled your physician for a house call tomorrow morning.
Shurkin? What kind of doctor are you? I am concerned now.
We'll still have to monitor her as soon as she wakes up, and...
The kind that takes organs? I can believe that. Oh god, things are coming back to me. I need a drink.
Really? You're still drinking?
Why, yes, it seems to be the bloody best time to be drinking. I'm allowed, aren't I? After all, I've just found my wife having a seizure, and I shouldn't give two shits about it. Not when she's about to leave me.
But specifically, she will be missing 3 kidneys and 1 lung. Do not ask how that's possible, it just happened. But I do. Goodness, I do. A big, generous smash drink. Have a taste of famous multidimensional wine. A big generous gulp just makes it so that the taste of cherries, raspberries, and strawberries wash over my tongue. Thing too sweet considering its deceptively earthy aroma. I'm tempted to get a drink myself. It's all wrong kind of hydrations, but... Wellness Vineyard. Seasoned red isn't something to scoff at. I've had many cute memories with that particular drink. This particular bottle, in fact, was a gift. It serves the purpose of Lady Blair Not had given it to me to forget. All the same, but I took this bottle, or Pinot Noir. It's just a means to an end. I will probably have to finish the whole bottle to get drunker than I already am. I don't have the crust fermented grapes. It's not New Year's.
No, she doesn't need to be taken care of. If she wants her time apart, she'll have it.
It'll break my heart just to let her go, but deserves this much, doesn't she? We both deserve this much. I'd be a hypocrite if I don't let her go. Besides, Daisy would laugh her arse off or be filled with horrible pity if she knew. I'm not supposed to let someone else define me. And if I refuse to let her go, I'd be forcing myself to define her.
She's got her uses.
She's done a lot to me in the 7 years we've been together. I pursued her for the first of her money. It was supposed to be strictly business. There might be a time, too, when I consider taking her out of the picture. That I can do with the money as I pleased. I had planned to manipulate her, and I feel horrible thinking about it. Along the way, I had changed. If only for her. A bit too late. Perhaps my father would scoff, tell me I've gone soft. Maybe I have. Doesn't matter. 7 long years. It had its ups and downs, and it certainly hasn't been a perfect marriage. We had our fights, but who hasn't? Those small magical moments where we could just laugh and be happy, our happy selves, were always magical. They made all those years worth it. I had seen many more years to come. So where did I go wrong? I've loved only 2 women in my life. Mother dear, bless her soul, and Hannah, who's been my sunshine for so long, yet you go around fucking other people. Losing her, I fear I might become more like my father. Had Damien Wright stayed with the mother or any other numerous woman he's had child with, would he have been less of an embittered shell of a man? Would having a darling love in his life made him a better person? Perhaps it is a bias of me to doubt so. I don't think I can ever see the old man in a favorable light.
I'm just surprised that you're not afraid. She might be leaving with delicate information.
Oh, she might know something. But if she hasn't done anything with the knowledge for this long, I don't think she would do anything now. If she had even an inkling of what I've done, what I'm capable of, she'll know it's not a good idea. Hana's a smart woman.
Smart, kind, hardworking, generous, loyal. I can go on and wax poetic about her if I had any talent at that
Why
stuff.
don't you sit down and have a drink with me? Don't worry, it's not poisoned or anything.
Lonely? Oh, I suppose there's no harm.
When I shake my head, I procure another glass and pour some of the red wine. Watching the red liquid is fascinating all of its own with my bottled brain that I barely notice sloshing some of it and staining my suit. It'll be an utter bugger to clean, so I'm glad that isn't my problem. Handing it over, I can't help but look up at the ceiling and let out a sigh. My eyes damn glaze over, though, and I won't let go further than that. Raising my own glass for a toast, I clear my throat.
Cheers for something or another. A brat going away to college, a bonus at their job, couples having it off. Those happy things, I suppose. Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
A bit less eloquent than your usual speeches, but zum Wohl.
A sip, a gulp, refill, rinse and repeat until the bottle of Velm has barely the 5th left. I must have drank most of it because I just barely see Shurkin take a sip after his first glass. It certainly feels that way. I don't even think I can stand up, let alone walk. I'm all legless. God, he hasn't met leggies. My mind just feels so funny and everything else feels equally hilarious. Bloody hell, I think I can make faces of a bald man on wallpapers. With the butler also standing up, it looks like a skyscraper from where I'm seated.
Jesus Christ, I have Sasquatch as a butler.
I have a great alcohol tolerance, so this, seeing how I'm giggling back right now as it is, I assume really bad. If there's any sober part of me left, it'll probably shrivel up and die just thinking about the hangover that'll come in the morning. But I can't help but get distracted at the sight of a moonlight peeking through the curtains, shiny and shimmering absolutely splendid. Even if the night brought calm,
I
it
want
is
to go out and look at the moon. Mummy, I can't feel my legs.
even if the night brought calm, the moon has always enamored me so. It is the second sun, but just as beautiful as the sunshine.
Mutter, I am not.
Are you sure?
Don't tell me I have to carry you upstairs to bed.
I'm sorry, Shruggin. It is the only way.
Mint got me a bit into the whiskey, but other than that, I've been trying real hard. You can vouch for me, right, Joe? I haven't put my hands on a pretty lady unless they ask me to. Not that I did that before, but you get my point, Joe. If Marianne has anything to do with this, I swear I told her she shouldn't mess with me. I'll bite her hand.
The ghost me will be right back. Also, while I'm away, I have a question. So, how has the ghost me been looking like? Is a black good one? Or should we try out the white one next? See how it works for the rest of this stream. Well, that's great. Do you want to try the white one, or do we stick with this? Also, my god, I'll be right back. I just need to get a certain equipment to take care of Luke. Don't mind that. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. The white ghost now. I just have to check how I look. I'm too solid. I lost all color. Yeah, this is way too pixelated. I'm a pixel ghost. This might look good actually if we were playing like, I don't know, some kind of RPG Maker game. Other than that, I think I'm gonna stick with the black. Like so. Ah. And become one with the ink. Let the ghost gameplay continue. I am the ghost that will torment you forever, Luke.
Miss Pink is right. I don't know how she can even put up with me. She deserves far better than me. But Hannah must be so tired. I'm a brat, aren't I? She said as such. I don't want Hannah to leave me, Joe. Oh God, she's the love of my life, you know? I'm a shy human being without her. I should... Flowers. Lots and lots of flowers. All of the flowers. Enough to make the Queen's Gardens look like a fucking dumpster fire in comparison.
All well and good, but you are not achieving any of that while you are lying on the carpet. Now, if you could lift your skinny ass and work with me. 1, 2, 3.
But I don't want to go to bed. The moon is so pretty tonight.
If anyone sees a red dot appear on Luke, do not be alarmed. It is completely normal. Ignore it, and everything will be fine.
I should just let you sleep on the ground, Bratwurst.
Souls, quickly! If you're not a cooldown, use the bug command! Bug him! Take him out! I don't remember if there were a better one. I don't remember my own sound alerts. Luke left Hannah in Johanna's care after... There he goes! He's dead! And so is my heart! I forgot I had the bang! Pissed off at the recent events and the possible divorce looming at the horizon, he dedicated the rest of his day getting hammered, stopping only after his butler intervened. What do you mean stopping? They trying to get her.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty face from day to day. Come on, Mummy, wake up! I want to be in that play. Mummy, wake up! You promised that you'd help me practice my lines today. The auditions are tomorrow, so I have to practice.
Well, you certainly do love that. I should remember that the first sound alert affected on me was Foxy shooting me while I was playing Halo. Yeah, I think so
The
too.
last syllables of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools. The way to Dusty. Mummy, are you...
I choke back a scream and wake up in a cold sweat. My heart pounding at my ears. Takes a while to remember where I am. In the dark and cold of the room, one can't fault me for feeling ill at ease. It isn't as bright as the penthouse. The renovations did little to change how old it feels. We've been here less than a week, and it'll take a bit more time to adjust. Souls, you forget an important thing. Luke lives in UK. The closest time that he can get to a therapist is 20 years from now. Even with all the money he has, he's not going to be skipping that line so easily. This just isn't people for it. It's hard to feel cozy though when I'm bloody freezing. Nothing to lump fabric next to me, I sigh.
It's cold. Don't hog the sheets, Hannah.
That much is true. She always did this though it hardly bothers me. Growing up, I was lucky to have something to use as a mattress. Ah yes, Souls, you should be playing Call of Duty and telling how he screwed each other's moms. Cause he seems really into that. Aren't you, Luke? I'm not the one who grew up accustomed to Egyptian condom with a thread count of 800. Besides, the warmth of that Hannah exuded from her own is usually enough to keep me sleeping through the night. The temperature tonight must be something else with how chilly it is right now. Souls. Bad choice of words. He has every possible issue, apparently. Temperature tonight must be something else with how chill it is right now. How did you know? Are you... I must be considerate. After all the poor dear is ill, do I loathe to think about what has just transpired?
Don't make me pull those sheets off you. That blanket is large enough to cover an elephant. You need to share.
It takes a while.
What was that, honey? Apologies. I'm just in a loo, so if you can give me a moment.
There's no sign that they'll be moving where they lie. With care, I go for a knife hidden under the side of my bed. It would be foolish for me to instigate anything while I'm unarmed, after all. To pull back the covers would be more difficult affair, because reaching out to uncover who is underneath, I have to prepare for anything and assume the worst. If I so much as see a nozzle of a gun, there's going to be a murder tonight. Luke! Please think about what you said for a moment. Do you really think a man just crawled up to your bed, snuggled against you, just casually slept with you in a few hours, and once when you wake up and pull the blanket, only then he pulls out his pistol and goes bang? You're jumping to the weirdest fucking conclusions. Not a sane person would sleep with you. Not even for a second. I'm sorry, Hannah, but that's just the case. Souls, a bed knife isn't that weird, as people have bed shotguns and bathroom guns. Oh no! Dear assassin, is that the gun you're pointing at me? Or are you just happy to see me? I know they say not to bring a knife to a gunfight, but I think I can see the blade in his liver faster than he can point and aim. He would have already shot the gun's loaded, you. I know what I said. I see a rise and falls of the sheets, though it could easily be mistaken as a fault of a breeze. I hear their breathing. A great sense of foreboding comes over me, making me hesitate with my plan. I should just get Hannah and myself out of here, not look back and let security handle it. That's what they're here for. Or maybe I should just man up. There's no way I'm risking the chance of inaction will put Hannah in danger. Souls, what's up? Wait. The ginger. Oh no! Oh no! That's why he wasn't fine with him kissing him. Luke is actually sleeping with the butler. That makes sense now. Oh no, we've come full circle. Oh no. Well, maybe I just man up. There's no way I'm risking the chance of inaction will put Hannah in danger. Well, what's the worst that could happen, right? I have no reason to be afraid. There's no boogeyman under the bed, no monster in my closet. If anything, these things should be afraid of me. Oh, but the butler's not afraid. And he might actually sleep with a gun. Right? I grab the fistful of sheets and throw them aside. That butler did not look well. Live those are, as he described, Egyptian cotton with 800 threads. At that point, it certainly is a crime. Nothing. Nothing but a bunch of pillows stare back at me. Luke woke up in the middle of the night with a scream and a cold sweat. Finding comfort in warm body next to his, he tried to get back to sleep and forget the images plaguing his mind, until Hannah called out from the loo. Must be my imagination. I'd rather not think I'm going mad. Yes, it was the butler. Do not worry, Cat. He was just the butler. It could very well be the stress getting to me. All this drama with Hannah. I've been doing well all these years, all things considered. I guess I do have a breaking point. But still, the world goes on even if one cannot, and I must go along with it. I suppose the day off for two tomorrow wouldn't hurt. Rest, aside for a few hours of sleep, will be welcome. More than. So when hasn't he been mad? He seems to have been mad from before the whole game even begun. I can't shake off the unease. I dare to say, I feel afraid, irrationally so, that something will come creeping and crawling from under the bed, even as I lay down and close my eyes. Do not climb up the walls, Cat. That's a bad idea. The odd dreams don't linger, thankfully. With the morning comes another disturbance. Both too loud and too sharp for my tastes. And I have very fine tastes. The piercing rings of a doorbell reaches even the bedroom. I'm very much inclined to think the person who built this place lacks any sense of it. Sorry, I almost burst into laugh and think about the butler kissing scene. The only thing good in this is that the ruckus has chased away the needling guilt from the last night's commotion, if only temporarily. Still, it's a bloody annoying distraction. I can already tell it's going to be a long day. It hasn't even started. Before the racket even lasts another minute, I'm peeling myself up the bed and heading straight for the main door. There will be a murder today if this doesn't let up. How quaint. It seems everything in this blasted universe is intent on getting on my nerves as of late.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour!
In the first place, I should have been the one doing this. That's why I hired a valet, for fuck's sake.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
I'll be honest, if only for the day. With mansion this quiet at this hour of the morning, it's easy to believe those little ghost stories might be real. But the only horror is how long Hannah's patience with me will last after the incident at the party. Neither the defending silence nor the biting chill spreading across every room in this place. There's no place for fear when another set of problems already burns that fuel. So, I wait for another second. When no butler still answers my call, I simply yank the doors open myself, perhaps with more force than needed. And maybe it should be appropriately there, considering the person on the other side and the hour he dared appear on my doorstep. Even someone with a half a brain knows not to disturb anyone this early. Brief confusion quickly gives way to anger, and before the bloody photographer can even get a word in, I'm hurling venom at him. It's less than he deserves, really. Hannah will disapprove, scold me for treating the photographer with such disrespect if she hears me right now. She seems fond of him. After all, despite meeting him only once or twice, he's merely doing his job, she'll say. She's not here, isn't she? What she doesn't know.
You? How the hell did you get in here? What in seven hells do you want? It's bloody 6 in the morning!
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't!
This is still my home. My rules also apply to this place as much as Hannah's do. As simple as that.
Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep.
It just so happened it's also a person I will never take liking to. No need for remorse.
Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
He continues shouting even as I slam the door in his face. Some nonsense about the news lately, though I don't understand most of it. However, with a ghost doors muffling the better part of it and with no ears to listen, his tirade doesn't last too long. Eventually he leaves and silence once again fills the room, as it should. In hindsight, maybe I should also call for psychiatric services. He certainly sounds mental just screaming like that. A suspicious man like him left roaming the immediate grounds? Nothing good can come of it. But if his presence will indeed bring a problem, a sign of bad things to come, I'll probably know soon enough. Worst comes to worst, Shurkin will take care of it if need be. It's what I'm paying him for. In the meantime, the bigger problem at hand, a hangover. Maybe I'll have some absinthe to temper it, dog hairs, or some wine to help me get back to sleep. Excuse me? Dog hairs? Is that some kind of an alcohol thing that I don't get? It's still early. 1 glass won't hurt. Or 2. Whatever the case, I need to think wherever that will lead me to. It's nothing. Everything leads to nothing. Except this pounding headache, as if my view will burst at any time and leak out of my ears. My vision swims in and out of view. My stomach threatens a rebellion, with plans of making me throw up what little food I've taken in, with how my mouth feels. When you eventually stop... Oh, wait, hold up. The theory behind the hair of a dog hangover remedy is that if you drink more alcohol, your blood alcohol levels will rise and it will no longer experience hangover symptoms. However, when you eventually stop drinking and the blood alcohol level is zero, the hangover will return. Yes, I think I've heard... So that's what's it called? That makes sense. I mean, it doesn't work like it, but I could see why people in 1920s thought about that. Because they probably thought it more of a withdrawal symptom than anything. And logically, if you take more of the stuff, the withdrawal symptoms will go away. Unfortunately, this was a different situation. A hair from a dog was placed in the wound. So that since having another drink is like taking a hair from the dog that bit you. Oh, so that's where the term comes. A very weird thing. And just how the origin of that, it doesn't work. My stomach threatens rebellion, with plans of making me throw up what little food I've taken in, with how my mouth feels. It's filled with cotton. Honestly, all the things are so weird. I can't even start to begin to imagine where they come from. Still, thank you for that. But one thing to the fact that I'm a hangover would make me the grumpiest person in the room. But as it is, my eyes move over to Hannah, who's stirring sugar in her tea and scowling down at it, all the while if it's just murdered a baby in front of her. Not now, cat. I'm playing as a horrible person. I have a half the mind to bemoan my current state and make the fool of myself just to make her smile. I'm rather good at bemoaning. Not that I would admit that. While I'm already adopting the posture of a whiny teenager as I speak. Slouch forward with a cheek on my table.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, God, I'm dying. Hannah? Johans, call an ambulance, please. Let it be known that I leave all my belongings to Hannah right near Evans. Everything but 30,000 quid.
What are you going to do with the 30,000 quid?
Oh, I see a bright light. I see a farm.
Look! What have you been taking?
Mother dearest, is that you? Little Lucille is on his way home. I'm so sorry, but I must leave you, Hannah. Cover my face. Your eyes dazzle. I die young.
That much I can manage through the hangover. A thing entirely of my fault considering I've twice drank the night before. Another thing I will never admit. Really, it's a miracle I haven't accrued alcohol poisoning yet. It's a shame you haven't accrued alcohol poisoning yet.
Oh, stop being so melodramatic, Luke. Besides, you never lived in a farm. You hate farms. We are not bringing you to the hospital for a hangover. Really? One would think you'd be used to it by now with how stubborn you are about your drinks. Dare I ask what the 30,000 quid is for, though?
Yeah, I'm curious too. It was a small smile from her for a moment. The pinched look on her face returns quickly
He
enough.
lost a bet with Robert and Elise after a night of drinking at the Crawl. 10,000 each.
Wait. That doesn't make sense, though. That's 2 people. That's only 20,000. What's the last
And
10,000?
another 10 to me.
Ah, well, there it goes. The sneer that makes its way on my face doesn't hold as much heat as it usually does. It's just a bit of friendly ribbing. I still wish he wouldn't tattle. Of course, it was my fault for mentioning the money. It wasn't like anyone will notice a 30 grand missing from millions, though. That's how much I spend on a normal
Oh,
weekend.
must you be such a teacher's pet? I told you not to talk about it.
I'm having second thoughts about moving to the penthouse. If this is what you do when I'm not looking.
I've almost forgotten about that little arrangement, too. Shame. Hopefully that's the reason she's so intent on glaring at the table until its varnish peels off. The alternative would be
It
sobering.
was that one time. I'm not a child in need of minding or mother hens. As much as I'd love for you to stay, you said you need some time to yourself. Don't let the fact that I lost a bet once make you think I have to be supervised.
It wasn't. I'm just worried about you, Luke. I'd be less so if you actually sat up.
Why are you worried about me? I'm more concerned about what your doctor told you. How did the house call go?
I didn't want to intrude on her privacy when the doctor arrived. A ridiculous sentiment considering I'm still her husband. It wasn't like I could have done any good being there. What with the nursing hangover and all. However, part of me feared what would be said. Not to mention, I trust that Hannah would tell me if it was something serious. Of course, it is probably something bad, and it would be a fool to hope otherwise. I found her having a seizure, for goodness sake. I should have rushed her to the hospital as soon as she awoke, but it was her insistence that kept me at bay. A cup of tea finds itself in my hands. Attempt to appease me, no doubt. But I don't bother to drink, let alone look up. If anything, I just press my forehead on the table to hide the childish pouts on my lips. Not that this is any better.
It was fine. The physician took some of my blood, and he scheduled me for a few lab tests tomorrow morning.
Just a moment. Just quickly checking something.
I've already called for a driver and attendant to accompany me, so there's no need for you to worry.
And what? You'll just be leaving me behind then? And I don't think you should be going anywhere alone.
You hate hospitals even more than you hate farms, Luke. And Kylie's coming for your play date tomorrow, remember?
Oh no, that's tomorrow?
Relax. I'm taking Johans with me if it makes you feel better.
Herr Dr. Hobbs asked that I keep her under observation for the time being. Naturally, I'll be reporting my findings at the hospital.
Huh. Sitting up, I run the finger over the rim of my teacup and mull it over. I do hate the bloody place. I thought hiring Sharkin would have made enough for me to avoid the place. Apparently not. You know, he's not that kind of a doctor. Bloody doctors and bloody sick people, I don't want to catch anything contagious. I give them tell crying people shut up out if they get too annoying. Respecting their grief, my arse. See, for a life and death situation, I'd rather avoid the mass graveyard that hid beneath the sterile air and white
I
tiles.
guess you two can go without me. But I can't believe how naturally you two conspire behind my back. Don't expect my help if those bloody doctors bleed you two dry. Vampires, every single one of them. Not as bad as lawyers and politicians, but close enough. You do know Carly will be upset when she finds out you're not here tomorrow. Again.
She'll be happy enough to spend time with her fairy godfather, I'm sure. You're a good role model for her, despite your whining.
No matter how many times Hannah claims that whining is unbecoming of me, I never listen. It's not like anyone that matters is here to judge. Well, it's not like anyone else actually matters. I'll whine if I bloody well want to, and I'll be no lesser off because of it. Of course, I will not tolerate another person's whining. Except perhaps for Hannah. But she hardly ever does that. Even right now, I can see the look of pain passes on her face and her hand goes to her stomach. Yet she keeps quiet, not bringing it up or complaining. Ask if she's alright.
Are you alright? Should we be concerned? Maybe we should bring you to the hospital now.
I just feel a little queasy, that's all. A bit more tea in me, maybe some more sleep, and I'll be right as rain.
I spend a lot of time around people who lie for a living, and I can't help but feel that there's more to it than just that. Maybe it is just as she says, and I'm overthinking it. Or maybe she's pregnant. But I trust Hannah will fess up before things can get any worse. She'll never lied to me before. Nothing big, at
If
least.
you're sure, I'm just worried. You'll tell me if anything is wrong, right? You do know you can still trust me. That I do still care about you.
I know that. I'm just going to be moving out soon. Even if it is for a short while, you won't always be there for me.
Did you finish packing before you... I understand if you haven't, and I won't blame you if you've changed your mind after what happened. You can stay until you feel better.
I'm still moving. It isn't like you can't visit to check up on me. Although that does somewhat defeat the point. Luke, I'm a big girl. I'm going to get a checkup tomorrow, take whatever pills they tell me to get, and get over it. You really don't need to worry. I'm fine.
Oh, I do so hate those words. I had to scowl by taking a sip of my tea, fighting off the urge to hurl the cup at the wall. I'm fine, she says. A lie. Apparently, a sour disposition I have, one not entirely born from a hangover, is still obvious. Without saying a word, Anna puts her hand on mine and squeezes it tight. Her hands are cold and clammy. Her grip is weak. I can see the small tremors that run along her shoulders and the paleness of her cheeks. She has yet to recover from what happened to her. She's not fine. I'm not either.
Fine. I don't need to like it, but fine.
I don't think either of us really like it. But I do think it is for the best.
Perhaps we should bring you back to bed. The sooner you are off your feet, the better.
Is that some sort of roundabout way of saying that you want to sweep me off my feet and take me to bed?
For some reason, I don't know what to imagine this in my head.
This isn't our honeymoon. I need rest, mister.
I'm aware that this is the farthest thing from our honeymoon. This isn't how things are supposed to be. Also, are you two implying that those kind of actions are not allowed after the honeymoon? That after that, you have to be plain, completely, what's the term? Platonic? Hannah isn't supposed to leave. I'm not supposed to let her. And if she did ever leave, it's supposed to be on my terms. Everything is going wrong, but I respect her enough to let her have her space, as she so puts it. If a divorce is brought up, however, well, that's another matter entirely.
Really now, you shouldn't have gotten up in the first place. Breakfast in bed exists for a reason. Come on then, back to bed you go.
Are you going to carry me to bed then?
No, I'm going to make sure I can do
You're
that.
far too heavy for that. Johans could carry you, if you'd like.
There we go. Although, Luke, that was a poor choice of words. That was a poor choice of words. Souls, what's your verdict? gonna be in trouble. Yep, agreed.
Can you blame me if I enjoy food too much? I can walk, thank you very much.
Oh, she admits it. Never mind then. I don't say a word as she clutches my arm to steady herself. You know, the conversation kind of reminds me, funny enough, of Helsing. Come Sunday morning, Luke woke up with a huge hangover to Hannah's utter displeasure. Regardless, she informed him of her plans to see a doctor back at the city, something her husband immediately worried about. She allayed with a gentle reassurance. And I think this is a good point to stop for now. After all, I am quite tired, though hopefully after next week things should start to get better. If ever so slightly. And I'm still a ghost. How wonderful. So, before we stop, let me see if there are people that can be raided. Because Cat's not online yet, as far as I know. And Twitch isn't loading for me. Help. We're stuck in purgatory. Twitch isn't loading. Error, connection timed out. Are we just not going to raid? Oh boy. I wanted to do some raiding. Once more. Okay, there we go. So, there are two people that I could technically raid. Just give me a moment as we load. I have an idea. I think we're gonna go raid Kana and say hi to her, presuming if anything loads as it should. Oh, that's the problem. Load faster, damn it! Okay, yep. Let's go raid Kana. It's been a while, so this will be a pleasant thing. Never mind. She does not accept incoming raids. Which is understandable. Now, did you just head pat me? I didn't notice. Did it work? Did you pet the ghost? Meow. I need to make the ghost. I need to make the hand also transparent so it looks like that it is transparent. Meow. The ghost hand is petting me. Perfect. want to have a raid, we'll do, I'll just, I don't know, how do we do this? I'll do a shout out then. Cannoneering. There we go. So feel free to check her out, because we can't raid her, and, I'll see you all next week. I will warn you in advance, I will be busy next Friday, so the stream will be on Thursday. I know, a very weird day, but that's what we have to make do. So, I'll see you next week. Bye now. If I could only fade away, that would be the coolest thing ever.